Welcome drone video fans, and this is a reshoot of the Harpersfield covered bridge in western Ashtabula County, Ohio. The first time I shot this, I had a little problem with the Phantom giving me a false error signal, so I came back to reshoot this. This Harpersfield covered bridge is the second longest covered bridge in the state of Ohio. It was built back in 1868. We're going to sort of pan along here along the eastern side to get a look at it, and you'll see the eastern side here has little windows, slatted windows, and as we continue moving towards the north, you're going to see that it changes to a steel bridge, and the reason for that is back in 1913, the spring of 1913, there was a huge flood which washed away all of the land on the northern end where the road that led to the bridge was, and it changed the course of the Grand River. So they had to add this 140-foot long steel extension. Now we're going to take a little side trip here to the gift shop. This is right before you get to the bridge on the north end, and this gift shop on the inside has a lot of little information and pictures, postcards, and so on. You can see how calm of a day it was by the American flag hanging rather limp there. And if you look to the left there, out in the distance, you'll see that there was there is a bit of a picnic area that people take advantage of. So this is a kind of a popular area. We're just kind of panning along here, and as you look on the right hand side, there's a little emergency phone box right there that's kind of a direct 911 line to the sheriff's department in case there's any kind of accidents or whatnot that happen here. So after looking at the little gift shop here, we're going to turn and face the bridge. There's some signage over here. The one that you're going to see coming up shortly says traffic in one direction only, or yield to bridge traffic, and that's because you could only have one car going across the bridge at a time from either direction, because it's not wide enough to accommodate two direction traffic. We're going to kind of fly up over here on the steel extension, which again was added after the Great Flood of 1913, and you also see that a pedestrian walkway is on the western side of the bridge. That was added during the 1991 renovation. There's some more of the traffic that's continuously going through here. The reason for that traffic is because this end of the bridge here is Harpersfield Road, and at the other end of the bridge it wides off from in two directions. To the right is Harpersfield Road, and to the left is State Road. So basically there's two roads feeding traffic onto this bridge. Again, the river that it spans is the Grand River. It's one of the largest rivers in Ashtabula County and Lake County. It's prone to spring flooding or flooding anytime there's any big rains, and again, that's the reason for this steel extension, because the actual course of the river was changed after the flood back in 1913. As we get a little bit closer here, you'll note that the clearance listed is 12 feet 9 inches. That's for the steel section. The clearance for the wooden section is probably a little bit less, but I believe that sign in front prevents anybody that's got too tall of a vehicle from going through it. So we're overflying the steel section of the bridge here, and pretty typical of early 20th century bridge construction. Nothing fancy about it. It's serviceable, and they use the same kind of steel to help support the covered bridge itself. You'll see that in some of the other shots. As we take a quick look here at the roof line and the actual entrance to the wooden part of the covered bridge. Now we're in my car, and I've got an action cam set up on my dash, and we're driving over the 140-foot long steel section, approaching the wooden section itself here, and the wooden part is 228 feet long. Once we get inside here, you'll notice the wood construction. It's a Howe truss construction. You'll see on the left side the slatted windows, and on the right side the full-length slot that allows pedestrians to look in on the traffic that's going through the bridge. And as we go out here, we turn around and make a pass. Now we're going from south to north back through the bridge. You see this construction also includes those steel rods that tie the top and bottom together, along with the rest of the formidable wooden beams that give this bridge a very good strength. So here we're coming out again onto the steel section of the bridge, and there's some talk that they may be thinking about replacing that with something made out of wood, but I think that's still in the talking stage right now. Here we're looking over the top, and I'm getting ready to make a flyover to the top of the bridge itself, and there's a couple of seagulls sitting out there on top of the bridge. I'm kind of a little bit leery about approaching them because I've heard from other drone pilots that seagulls can be very aggressive. If you approach them with your drone, they'll even attack your drone, and we didn't want that to happen, so we're kind of just weaving back and forth here a little bit, letting it get the idea that I'm coming. So he takes off, but that's not the last we're going to see of him. He flies out over there to the left and turns around, and as Arnold Schwarzenegger said in one of his movies, "I'll be back," and there he goes, flying off to the west. We go back and we're going to continue, and there you'll see another seagull towards the end of the bridge. The bridge roof itself is in excellent shape due to the renovation done on it back in 1991, and that again was when they added that pedestrian walkway. There's the other seagull sitting there, and he decides that he's going to take off, and so he flies off, and now we can see at the end of the bridge that the Harpersfield Road continues to the right, and the State Road goes to the left, and it's because of those two roads feeding the bridge that there's a considerable amount of traffic that goes through there. Now we're going to look here a little bit at the eastern face of the bridge itself. I shot a lot of video of the river, of the Grand River, and there will be a follow-up video called Exploring the Grand River, where you'll get to see a lot of different wildlife, including box turtles and fish and birds and whatnot. But here we're just kind of flying along the eastern face of the Harpersfield covered bridge. This bridge again is listed in the National Registry of Historic Places, and I think it gets quite a bit of traffic, not only from the locals but from people visiting the area that are interested in seeing these old historic bridges. On the shore over here we see a father and son. The son is fishing. They didn't catch anything, just as the fly fishermen in my first video of this bridge didn't catch anything, but we do see some fish in the follow-up video. Here's a view of the western side of the bridge, showing and highlighting that pedestrian walkway that's the full length of the bridge itself. It's very nice. You can look inside on the bridge and walk along. You also see that they added some extra steel supports underneath the bridge when they did the renovation back in 1991. You'll also notice a lot of these little swifts, these little birds flying around. They're insect eaters, and there must have been 100 of them flying around and buzzing. They didn't bother the drone at all, but they were busy picking off mosquitoes or whatever other bugs were around, and I was glad of it, to tell you the truth. You'll be able to see a lot more of the Grand River in the follow-up video that I do to this, exploring the Grand River. I hope you stop back when I get that edited and posted. But I hope you enjoyed this reshoot of the Harpersfield Bridge, because I really didn't get a chance to show it off fully in my first attempt at shooting it. It was the first covered bridge that I shot once I got my Phantom. So here we're landing. Thanks for watching the video. Stop back again and wait for the upcoming video of the exploring the Grand River.